welcome back to another Gadget Report. Let's talk gadgets. And this week I will talk about love at first sight. No, I'm not talking about any sort of romantic video or, the new trends on the Mile High Club. That's not what I'm doing today. I'm talking about falling in love with airline and falling in love with service, etc. It is possible, and sometimes that's what happens. You just have a good experience with one airline, and you just stick to that airline because you had a good experience. I know I've done that for a while. So let's talk about falling in love with a airline. It is possible. So, love at first sight. It is possible when we talk about airlines, and let's see how. Most of us, when we are trying to book our next holidays, most of us start with an airline's website, for example. We look at flights directly in the airline. I have made already a video about all these comparison websites, all these websites for flights, etc. They may be very handy, but sometimes they might not give you the best deal. We spoke about that in a previous video, in fact last week. So I'm not going to delve into that. I'm just now going to focus on airlines. And a lot of us start with airline. We have an idea of airlines that we like, that we have previously, maybe we have flown with them previously, we have had a good experience, or we know that they are very well rated, things like that. We usually do that, and we usually have a look at the airline's website and see what they have in terms of flights. I think most of us will relate to what I'm saying. Yes, we might look at those websites, those comparison websites, but we also tend to look at airlines as well. And here is where it starts. If you look at the website, and if you're planning a trip and you go into an airline's website and you enter in the website, and it's quite nice, it's easy to navigate, everything is there. Obviously the price is going to matter a lot, but the way that you navigate through that website and the way that that website is presented to you, obviously it's something that will make a difference, and I'll show you why. That website needs to be fluent, needs to be culturally and linguistically fluent. And when I say this, I say that when you enter this website, when you enter the airline's website, you must feel that it was done for you. And sometimes this does not happen, and I've seen this happen even with some of my favorite airlines, and in particular with the Portuguese version of their websites. Some airlines have their website where some parts are translated, other parts are not translated. That's not a very good thing because it causes all sorts of confusion. Even though English these days is a language that is well spoken worldwide, there's still a lot of people that may not speak English. And obviously, if you look, and even for the presentation part of it, if you enter in a website that is a mix of languages, obviously it's not going to appeal well to you. And then another thing is, and in Portugal that happens quite a lot, is that you go into a website that is actually for the Portuguese audience, has a PT domain, or as you search on the languages and you put Portuguese, and you have the Portuguese flag, and then when you read is in Brazilian Portuguese, and that's wrong. That's wrong because a lot, and I've said this many times, it's a localization issue, and there's a lot of words that they don't even make sense in Portugal that make sense to Brazil because the language evolved in a different way. And of course, it's the client is not going to feel that this is made for me. They will look, oh well, this is a Brazilian website. This website was translated for a Brazilian audience, not for the Portuguese. So they may walk away. I know in the particular airline that this happened. I didn't because I really like that airline, but it's something that really it doesn't look good. So the first thing, it's the website. If the airline has a very good website, very linguistically and culturally fluent, with things that the client, the traveler, the passenger relates to, and see, okay, this is for me, it's more likely that that person is going to stay and look for that flight and try to navigate the website if it's easy to navigate. If the airline offers more, sometimes they do offer these packages. If they offer the packages, it's quite likely that the person will even have a look at the packages. But if the airline has a website that is hard to navigate, that it's not really, that you don't get that first impression, wow, they made this for me, they made this for my country, it's lovely, they may walk away, they may just give up because it's not what they want to see. So part of this fall in love starts with the website, and starts with having a website that is made for that particular audience. This is something that I always say, is something that I say on my courses to people that are now starting a business as translators and they want to be entrepreneurs. When you create a website for your business, you must understand where is your target audience, which type of clients you want to attract, and that website must be made for those clients, to attract those clients, to actually look perfect to those clients. If you don't do that, you will struggle because they will see, oh well, this is not for me. And the same happens with the airline. I think that same thing happens with every business. It's one of the basic principles of marketing and business, is that you have to know your target audience and you must cater for that audience. Then another thing that comes with this, so the website is your first impression. When you're dealing with the airline, when you're trying to book your flights, that's your first impression. You go to the website, and if it's not easy to navigate, if it doesn't appeal to you, you may walk out. Then, if the website is good, you stayed, you booked, but then, oops, there's a problem. And you need to contact them, you need to contact the airline. Then comes the second part, which is customer service. And it is very important. Customer service is very important. Even when you fly, if you enter your flight, if you enter the aircraft and you are greeted with a smile, if you ask for water or if you ask for something and you are greeted with a smile, it's quite likely that you will come back because you had a very good and positive experience. But if you get into your flight and people are just looking at you as they really making you a favor, and they're not very smiley, they're not very nice to you, then obviously you have a bad experience, you have a negative experience, and you may not come back. So customer service is another thing, but that again, it's another basic principle of every business. So I think it is possible to fall in love with an airline. It is possible to fall in love with flying. I know I did. But I think these two things are the basics of that love, if you like. It's when you have good communication, because that's what it is. All of this if we talk about it, a good website and customer service, if we want to resume these two things in just one word, it would be communication. If a website is clear, is fluent, is catered for their audience, the communication is established, well established, and the customer will stay. The same way, if customer service is provided well, there's good customer service, that means there's good communication between client and company, and the client will stay. So in the end, all of this is a question of good communication. And I think good communication is the basis of success for any business. Translation business, airline business, tourism business, whatever business you may have, good communication, I think, is the success. And I think there's something that sometimes lacks these days and that we need to fix. But if you really look into this, and if you really look into your target audience and the way you're going to establish a good communication with your target audience, with those clients, with those ideal clients of yours, you can't go wrong. That's my perspective. And that's all for today. I hope you really like this gadget report of today. Um, you know, if you have fallen in love for any airline, just share, tell us what's your favorite airline, which one you had the best experience with, uh, or which one you had the worst, or which one for you is the worst airline ever. Share with us. It's always good to know all these things, because I think it's good to discuss all these matters, because we can from there get ideas, and of course knowing what other people is thinking and what other people's experience is may help us also make choices, make help us inform our choices. So let us know, and put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you. Bye. Have a good one. Bye.